everybody, how's it going? My name is Noble and welcome back to the channel and another Star Wars The Old Republic PvP video. Guys, we have another guide for you today, and this is going to be probably a long one because it's so nuanced. So if you like videos like this, if you want to get better at PvP and just get better at your overall game sense and awareness, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video around so the SWTOR fam picks it up. But today, guys, we're going to be talking about something that got everyone killed at some point or another, and probably for the majority of you, if you are new or not as experienced, this probably kills you all the time. And those are stuns and CCs. Same thing, basically. This is something that gets everyone, and since the dawn of time, I have heard people in chat say things like, "Oh my god, I've been chain stunned, there's nothing I can do," and "Oh my god, he stunned me, how does he have this again?" and "I used my breaker already and someone help me, I don't know what to do." I can't tell you how many times I've heard that over the years of playing the game. So in this video, we are going to go over your CC breaker and when to use them and when to not use them, because those decide whether you win fights, win matches if you're playing ranked, and just overall, winning your regular games. This is whether you're playing reg war zones or ranked, this stuff still applies for no skill level whatsoever, all the way up to the advanced. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing I'll start off is doing a quick explanation of your CC breaker and how it works. It's pretty simple, so I won't spend a ton of time talking about it, but it's your oh crap moment where you can hit that ability and you're free from stuns. So if you are dirty kicked by a scoundrel and you're low on health, you can quickly hit your CC breaker and try to get away and heal to full. That's basically what it is. That's it. There's nothing else to explain. However, these have a really long cooldown, and once you've used it, you're probably not going to use it for at least 2 to 2.5 minutes. Depending on if you're playing ranked, you may not have it the entire round. You may have to wait. So when you use it is very impactful in your games. So I put up here on the screen a chart of all the stuns, and I did this for the Republic side. You can basically find the Imperial versions if you want. They're exactly the same. There are a couple things I didn't include because they're just copies, obviously, and there was no need to clutter the screen up. I apologize if the text is so small. I couldn't get any better, resolution screenshots of everything, but that is basically every single stun that you can get hit with in this game, and with what and when should you break some of these. These are the biggest things and the questions that we will be answering in today's video. So guys, let's start out with the soft CCs or soft stuns. We have Awe or Intimidating Roar, we have Force Lift or Whirlwind, we have Flashbang, or I think it's Flash Grenade on the pub side and Flashbang on the imp side. These are the soft stuns that you do not really want to break, because usually they will be broken for you. What I mean by that is they will stun you and keep you from using abilities, but they will break upon damage. So let's say that you accidentally use your corrosive dart on someone and then throw a flashbang at them. It's gonna stun them for maybe 1 second, but as soon as the first tick of that dot damage hits the target, the stun is gone. You've wasted a stun. So when you are using the soft CCs, you want to make sure you're extremely coordinated. These are some of the hardest stuns to use if not in a group. People in ranked do this all the time where they will coordinate these types of stuns so that the other players on their team know not to engage them. And it kind of leaves you, it kind of leaves it up to your judgment as if you want to, break that or just leave it and let it wear out. But we'll come back to that in a little bit. So those are the soft stuns that can be broken by damage: Force Lift, Awe, and Flash Bang. the hard stuns. Now there's a lot of different hard stuns out there, and like I said, I use the pub side versions. If you don't know the terminology, just look up the Imperial versions. They do the exact same thing. We have Force Stun, we have Kinetic Collapse. Now that's specific to sorcerers and sages. That's the bubble stun when your force barrier runs out, not force barrier, your static barrier. So don't worry, that's not everyone's going to have access to that, obviously. Force Stasis, Dirty Kick, Maim, Neural Surge, Low Slash, and Cryo Grenade. Those are all stuns that no matter what will keep you stunned. While you're taking damage, you will be stunned. Those are the ones that a lot of people like to use off the bat. So now that we've covered stuns, we need to talk about when it's best to use those CC breakers. So oftentimes I see this in regs, and it doesn't really matter that much in regs if you're not a competitive person, but if you're competitive and want to win, don't want to die a lot, want to try to keep your deaths to a minimum, knowing when and how to use the CC breaker is so important. So let's say you're fighting a weird 1v1 in like Hypergate. You and another player are going at it, but then you also have two teammates that are kind of in the area fighting other players, maybe doing some AoE damage that are affecting your fight. And let's say your enemy that you're fighting brings in a buddy and they both are attacking you. Let's say one of them force stuns you. Should you break that stun? Odds are no, you will not need to. I'm going to tell you why. Typically speaking, in ranked war zones, not ranked, in regs, I'm sorry, you will not be taking that much damage to break a stun instantly or to have that need. There is no reason to break a stun that early. Here's why you don't break stuns that early. If you do, they see it, they stun you again with another hard stun, and then you're completely cooked for 4 to 5 seconds, and by that time, you could very well be dead. But then you might be asking, well, Noble, if I'm not going to break the stun, am I just going to take the damage and still die in the process? Usually no, sometimes yes, but this is what I mean when I say that. It really comes down to how comfortable you are when playing that character. So I'm sure you're seeing maybe on the screen, if I have a little example up, I probably got stunned on my Sage and I might be getting attacked by multiple enemies or taking a decent amount of damage, and I don't break the stun. I don't break the stun, guys, because I'm comfortable, I'm calm. I don't really feel like I'm actually in danger of dying. Once you learn to calm down and to think before acting, you're gonna use your CC breaker a lot less. Because sometimes maybe they're just stunning you, and this sounds stupid, but like maybe they're just stunning you so you just stop using your abilities for a little bit so they can like heal or something. Maybe they're not going to actually be doing damage to you. Maybe they're just, stopping you from hitting them so they can heal. And in that case, you will be fine. Even when they're doing damage to you, chances are they're not going to do enough to kill you. So if you wait and say if they stun you again, and then you'll be white barred. And we all know what white bar is. If you don't, guys, that's your resolve. It basically is the meter of when you can and cannot be stunned. When the bar is fully white, that means you cannot be stunned until that white bar goes completely down. I will only use my CC breaker when I am white barred in regged war zones. Or sometimes if I'm feeling like really feeling good about the match, feeling good about the encounter, and I'm not really worried about dying or anything like that, and I just want to kill the guy, I'll just break for the lulz and kill him. Like, that's it. But not everyone is at that level or that level of comfortability with, that's not even a word, guys. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Not being that comfortable with, breaking that CC to go for the kill. So as I said, really important to get comfortable with your class. Know the DCDs you have at your disposal and what will block incoming damage and what will keep you alive for that time. So for example, if I'm getting stunned and I'm on my Sage and I know I still have my barrier up, which is like my static barrier or whatever, I know my bubble stun's gonna go off. That's the kinetic collapse, and it's gonna stun them right back if they're close enough. So I'm not panicking in that sense. But what about classes who don't have, the kinetic collapse? Like, what are you gonna be able to do? Again, comes down to your kit and what's available to you at that time. You almost never want to break a stun right off the rip, because you've blown your breaker and you'll be a sitting duck and you'll keep dying, because you'll probably die a lot in between those 2 minutes of your CC breaker being on cooldown if you're playing regular war zones. There is another stun combination that I want to quickly talk about, and that's chain stunning. Now, this is where a lot of people say, oh my god, I'm chain stunned, there was nothing I can do. This is double hard stuns, whether they are coordinated or not. Now, there are only 2 types of hard stuns, or 2 classes that have 2 hard stuns. That is the Power Tech, Vanguard, and the Sin and the Shadow. They have both low slash and force stun if you're a Sin Shadow, and then you have Neural Surge and Cryo Grenade if you're on a Vanguard, or you have Carbonize and Electro Dart for the Power Tech. Those are the only times where if you get stunned by both and you're white barred, then it makes a little bit more sense to break. Break when you're white barred basically is the moral of this video most of the time. Now, the reason why I bring up chain stunning is because say you're in a 4v4, whether you're in ranked or a raid game, and you're the one being focused. Let's say they chain stun you. Maybe then, break right away and then try to get out of there and heal somewhere, or hopefully a teammate peels for you. The only time I will usually break, like, on the first stun is if I'm getting focused by all 4 people. That's rarely going to happen to a lot of people. So unless you're being focused exclusively, don't break first stun. No need. Second stun, you may not even need to break, because sometimes people just might be stunning you, right? People just might just be trying to keep you from healing or something. Like if you're a healer, this is a good example. People might just be trying to keep you from healing, and they might not be just doing damage to you. They're just trying to keep you from healing. So in that case, don't break either stun. Just wait it out, because if you're not taking damage, you're not dying, then you're good. Now, a caveat to that is like, oh, well, what if, okay, I'm a healer and I have to break to save a teammate. That's a different situation. You use your CC breaker in the absolute dire scenarios, right? If you've got to save a teammate, the only way you can save them is if you break. Okay, then you break and you save them. That's it. Or if you know you're about to die and you aren't white barred, but you know if you can quickly CC break and phase walk away before the next stun comes in, then it may be beneficial for you to break that first stun. That's more talking about arena gameplay there, not so much, doing a Alderon Civil War or something like that. A funny example that I really love to use over the last couple years of playing Tor, really since the beginning, was capping nodes in either Novair Coast or Alderon Civil War. The guy would be guarding, I would mez him, he would break it instantly without even seeing me if I'm on my Sin or Shadow, and I'd mez him again, uncloak, and cap. He just lost that because he broke when he didn't need to break. Nothing was happening around him, and he basically lost the node for the team. That happens all the time. Happens now, too. Same for, capping a door in Voidstar. You stun someone, they break before they see you, you stun them again, and you plant that bomb. That's on them. That is a great example of a poor use of CC breaker. That's not something you want to do. You only use CC breaker if you really need to. Chances are, guys, you're not gonna die if you're white barred, and you're not gonna die on the first stun. This is not the same as going into ranked and having 2 concentrated teams with high-end strats. That a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about becomes a lot more nuanced when you get into that level of play. But I think the majority of the people watching this video aren't, pro ranked players, because they're better than me and don't need to be watching my videos. So that is it, guys. That is stuns and how to avoid them, not avoid them, but how to not use your CC breaker. And now that you know all the different types of stuns, you know what they look like, here's one thing I will leave you with. Learn the opposing classes stuns, learn what they look like, learn how long they last, because if you can do that, pay attention to what's going on in your debuff bar, or pay attention to what's going on in the enemy's buff bar. These are the types of information that you're gonna need to be able to process to know whether or not you should be breaking or just leaving it alone and waiting for the CC or stun to wear off. That is crucial, super crucial in playing PvP. But guys, I've made this video 15 minutes long. That's pretty freaking crazy, but I really hope this helps you guys, you know, kind of learn how and when to use your CC breakers. It really is and does come down to, you know, a situation by situation. However, typically people are just scared and are freaking out of all the incoming damage, okay? That does not mean that you need to break. Remember that the next time you are in maybe a little bit of a sticky situation. Trust yourself, trust your teammates, but more importantly, trust you. Look at your cooldowns, look at what you have. Some you can use while being stunned, like Reflect if you're a mercenary. You have a lot of things at your disposal if you need them. But guys, I hope this was worth it for you. I hope this helps. If it does, please leave a comment, you know, saying that it helped you out, saying you want to see more videos like this. I am taking video requests all the time. I'm gonna have videos coming out on how to tab target the fastest, or what's the best or most optimal way to switch between targets. We will have a video on that here on the channel very, very soon. But guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Noble, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you.